Hi everyone and welcome back to another lesson in the Scratch Tower Defense game tutorials. I'm Masi.
And I'm Zach.
And today we're going to start refining our animation and adjusting it so that it starts to look a lot better than we left it off in the last lesson. So Zach, before we go ahead, as usual, tell us what exactly will we be doing to refine this animation?
Well, the two issues that we identified in the last video is one, he's cycling through all the costumes. That includes the guard one. So in his walk-in, there's a bit of a weird stutter at one point.
Kind of like it clicks back into place.
Like, yeah, and that's because he's cycling through the guard animation as well. The shooting stance. Right, then the second problem is that the direction he's pointing in now, he does not return to it.
Okay, so to illustrate that.
There we go. See, when you stop, he should face down because, again, there's an enemy coming from down, not the side. Okay, so let's start with the let's refine the animation first.
Okay, cool. So to do this, we're going to use another if statement. Okay, so I'm just going to move this piece a little bit lower so I have some space, and we're going to grab an if then piece and we're going to place that underneath the next costume piece. Okay, now what do we need to put in here? This part I know it gets a little bit confusing to explain.
It does just because we are also going to be exploring a new field, which is the operators field.
Oh, okay.
And this can get a bit confusing when you look at it, but to try and break it down, what we're going to be using is the equals to. So if you can you just hover over the equals to for me? There we go. So essentially what this does is that if something equals to something, something else should happen.
Okay, got it.
Right, and each one of these has a very unique function that we're not going to go into all of them. We might do some of them along the way, but
for now just the equals.
Just the equals.
Okay, so what are we trying to match?
Alright, so if you go to costumes for me.
Okay.
Costumes. That's You've only been doing this for 5 years. Okay, so look, there is 8 costumes.
Okay.
Right. Well, 9 is that?
9 including the attack stance,
but we want to exclude the attack stance. So the code that we just added, we're going to take those numbers into consideration, and we're going to exclude the first one by saying that when our animation cycle equals to 9, which is the last one, we're going to switch to the second costume, which is guard walk 1.
Okay.
So we're going to exclude guard attack and just move straight into guard walk again.
I see. So, okay, so it's going to move, as we're walking, it's going to go from 2 all the way to 9. And when it hits 9, instead of cycling back to the first one, it's going to cycle to the second one instead.
Right, and that's what the equals to is for. But I think we'll get a better understanding in practice.
Okay, so we're going to say under looks, I'm guessing. And we need to find something here, I'm guessing. What are we looking for?
There's a new type of piece. It's a circular kind of, like a pearl. You're going to drag that and see it fits into the if. And what did you put there? Where if costume number. So like we discussed, we have 1 to 9. We're going to exclude 1. So we're going to say when it equals to 9, which is our last one.
Okay.
Then we're going to go to switch to costume.
Switch to costume.
Switch costume 2. And guard walk 1. So you see we're excluding guard attack.
So, okay. Cool. I'm so eager to test this out. So if I move right.
There we go.
Okay, and just
now if you compare the two, it's a tiny difference, but very noticeable.
Wow, that's
that makes all the difference.
Okay, so let's do the same thing to the left animation as well. So under control, we're gonna grab in if then, Then we're gonna go to we're gonna go to sensing.
Not even.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna go to the new one. Operators.
Got it. Okay. We're gonna put that in there, and we're gonna change this to 9.
Again, 9 is
the final costume.
The final costume number.
Under looks, I want costume number. And I want a switch to costume. And I'm going to put that as walk 1. Okay. And that should be it. Wow. That is nice.
If I may say so myself, that looks kind of cool.
I will give you credit. That does look cool.
Thank you.
So for the final step, now we need to make sure that he faces in the correct direction when he's not moving. Okay. So how do we do that now?
Well, for this we are going to have to create a whole new section. Let's go and add a when green flag clicked.
Okay. So I just want to mention that it is possible that we can combine many of these pieces into one when green flag clicked piece. But the reason we're splitting it up is because it makes it a lot easier to go through and to read through it rather than having it all bunched up in one.
If you have an error, you can source out exactly where that error is coming from based on whether he's moving funny or not changing his costumes, rather than going through this whole needle in a haystack situation.
Correct. I actually didn't realize that. So if we have an issue with the animation, we just need to look in this section because we know that this is where all the animation is happening.
Right.
And if you have an animation, the movement, we need to look here.
Exactly.
Awesome. So in this piece, we're just making it such that when he's not moving, he points in the correct direction. Also switches to the correct costume. Okay. So what next? Shall we grab a
Let's
forever?
get a forever.
Okay.
And old parallel forever, the if.
The if then. They always seem to be together.
Always together.
Okay. And operators. We're going to get the equal to, yeah?
No.
No.
No, we're not going to get the equal to. We are going to get a new one. We're going to get the not.
Not. Got it.
All right.
And
but
then
we are not done.
The equal to... No.
No, we are going to get the or piece.
Okay, and that's going to fit... Okay,
that
so
goes in there. So it's sort of like that goes... The not is 1, the O is 2, and we're going to fill those 2 with something. But
so
what?
If we can read this, right now it says forever. If something is not this or that.
Then, so I think you can see where we're going with this. We're going to add, so we're going to go to sensing and put 2 key space pressed in either one.
Okay.
And change them to left and right.
Okay.
Okay, so now if key right arrow and key left arrow, or key left arrow is not clicked, not been pressed,
cool.
We are going to switch to guard attack. So we're going to go to costumes and switch to guard walk 8 and change that to guard attack.
Okay, let's have a look. Okay,
there we go.
That's already
works. It works, but what's the issue? I can't quite put my finger on it.
Not pointing in the correct direction. Do I get a point?
Yes, you do.
Cool. So we're gonna get a point in direction 90 and place that underneath the switch to costume. And that should fix the problem.
90 is down. There we go.
That is
Let's
nice.
have some short bursts. So just test it out. There we go. See, it's...
Look at that. Look at this. Look at that.
let's not do that.
Okay, got it. So it's now starting to look like an actual game. The animation is working. The movements are working. And he's ready to start shooting.
Firing those arrows or bolts.
Okay, so that's obviously for a future lesson. I think this is it for the guard animation and movement. In the next lesson, we'll add in the bad guys.
I think so. I
Okay.
think we'll add the bad guys, give this guy a challenge, and then give him a way to
Protect
deal
his,
with that
Okay,
challenge.
got it. I like that. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.